Good Shabbos, schmoozers. Welcome back to Schmoozing with Span, the podcast where we talk all things niche, nosh, and New York with just a little bit of chutzpah. Today, we're schmoozing with the fabulous Chickiana, Miss Asia Wen. You've seen her all over your TikTok from her iconic chaotic hauls, walking to her local coffee shop in her cozy land. Hence why we're wearing cozy land today, head to toe. We'll show the shoes after. And then somehow transforming into a Fendi cowhide pony hair coat by noon. She's your algorithm's mother hen and your comfort fashion creator. Today, we're going to dive a little deeper, talking about her unhinged sparkle that we're all obsessed with and the story behind it. Beyond the fashion and the humor, Asia has also shares her story about navigating real health challenges. So let's schmooze and get to know our mother hen. Hey.
Hi, I loved that.
Got to keep it semi-professional. Well, as we're in our cozy land. And I was like, this piece is giving, I don't know, soft Chickiana.
No, I literally love it. It's so chicky.
So chicky. Hey, chicky. Yeah. So everybody's like, well, we know Miss Chickiana. We know she loves cozy land. We know she loves shopping. We know all the things about her, but everybody is dying to know like who you are. And I feel like when we first met, I was like, wait, where are you from? Like nobody knows anything, but everybody's dying to know. So maybe just a little context of like, where are you from? Like, who are you? All that.
Okay, so I was born in Toronto, so I'm Canadian. And when I was in high school, my parents were like, okay, we're going to move to Florida. My dad is originally from Miami Beach. And I guess my parents one day were just like, we're done. Like, we need warm, we need sun, we need a new lifestyle. And I was like, well, I'm not coming. I need to finish high school here and like navigate that. So I was like, I will see you in Florida when I am in college. And then I went to the University of Miami. And after that, I moved to New York for my master's at NYU in industrialized food business and nutrition. And I worked in that field for a little bit, well, for a while since I was 14. I'm super passionate about nutrition and health and really just like the culinary field. But I got really ill in 2018 and my life really changed pretty drastically and everything came to a halt.
Yeah. Well, we'll dive deeper into that in a little, but I think Miami's giving spring check-in, but how do you feel about how do you identify with like your Canadian roots? Like, is there things that speak to you about like, do you identify with being Canadian really?
I loved growing up in Toronto.
Wow.
I loved my friends. We had a really tight-knit, amazing community, but I never felt like I truly belonged there. I went to summer camp and I never saw the people that I went to summer camp with during the year. And then the people that I went to school with, I didn't really hang out with them outside of school. I had one really close best friend growing up and then a few other friends, but I just felt like there was like I needed to be somewhere else. And it's a city where like you kind of have to fit into certain boxes and I wasn't not meant to be in one of those boxes. So I love it, but I love it from a distance.
Sorry, Schwizzers. I have no voice. It's like our thing that me and Chickiana have because the first time we met, she had no voice, and now I have the blessing of no voice. But we decided it's chic.
It is really chic.
I think people will be surprised, but you were spent a lot of like your time in Canada as an athlete, right?
Yeah, I grew up playing a lot of soccer and tennis, but soccer was like the love of my life.
Do you ever play anymore?
No,
When was the last time you played soccer?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I would watch it on TV.
Let's go back though to like the nutrition side. So you worked, so everybody wants to know, like your comment section's always like, what do you do for work? But there's such a long, like the context behind it is like crazy. So let's talk about what you did before all your health issues.
Okay, so at my school, I went to a school called Greenwood College School.
Mhm.
if you did not want to take science, you could do a program called co-op. And half of the week, you would go to work instead of going to school.
Mm-hmm.
And I instantly was like, Miss Lucas, I have to work in food. Like, I need to do something either in a kitchen, catering, nutrition, something. And it's just because I always was the happiest when I was like being chaotic in a kitchen and like making a mess. I loved to like create. So she was like, cool, like go find something. And I asked my mom's friend Lee if she would hire me at her catering company. She was like, of course, but I don't run the show. I'm going to put you in touch with Roberta. And I went for my first day, and Roberta freaking hated me. And she fired me after one day.
No.
Like, literally, she was like, you know what? I'm glad you tried, but you talked to way too many people. You didn't wear black, you wore navy, and you have too many ear piercings. I was like, oh, okay. That is weird. So I was like sobbing. I was like, they're going to make me take science, and I'm not good at science, and I don't want to dissect a pig. I just want to eat bacon, like not see it. And so my family friend was like, this bakery near my house, like you need to work there. So she just walked in the next day and she was like, hi, I'm Sari. Can I speak to the owner? And the woman behind the desk was like, I'm Karen. I'm the owner. Like, what can I do for you? And she was like, well, I have this amazing student. She's looking for a job. One, as like a part-time job, and two, as part of her curriculum. Her name is Asia. She's an athlete. She absolutely loves to bake. She's teaching herself how to develop recipes. And, you know, she needs to be here. Like, she'll be such an asset, and like talked me up like to be way more than I was. And Karen was like, great, like tell her to come whenever she can this week for like a little interview. So I went the next like few days to meet Karen, and Karen was like, you're amazing. Like, you're a young Jewish girl. This is a Jewish bakery. Like,
No bacon.
no, completely kosher. I was blessed by a rabbi. One day I accidentally left the oven door open for a few seconds too long, and like we had to re-bless like the whole place. It was a disaster. But I also learned oy vey is like so right. And like I was like schwitzing after because I was like, oh my God.
They like your navy.
I could wear whatever I wanted.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but no short skirts.
Oh, leggings underneath only.
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 But like I learned so much about everything there. Like how to be strong in my stance on Judaism, how to bake, how to develop a recipe, and just like how to be independent. That was like my driving force of like, I need to work in food. But also they didn't waste anything. Every scrap went to feed any religious center, not just like the nearby shuls. They would send them to the nearby mosques and nearby like community centers and anywhere. And it was amazing to see a business be like, we don't believe in waste. And when we can't use these bowls anymore, they're going to go to somewhere that needs the bowls. And it was with everything. And I just was like, why is this not happening everywhere? And that was what inspired me to continue working in that field for so long.
Like when we spoke the first time, you know so much about like food nutrition, especially I think your health issues also have like made that obviously more like your health is so corresponded to the food you eat as well. So we wanted to do like a fun little segment. Miss Chikiana is going to teach us the art of knowing which egg is farm fresh, FAHM fresh. That's part of the vocab section. Farm fresh is like highest quality produce from a farm. Before farms were cool, like now everyone's obsessed with farms, but like I've always been obsessed with farms. I know you have too.
Oh, yeah.
But now everybody's into them, but they really speak to me.
But like not like one of those farms where it's like people come and like take your picture. Like I want to go to like a farm, like a real farm.
You need to be on The Simple Life, a remake.
And like people need to
Fendi
learn.
cowhide, I can't speak. Fendi pony hair coat, on a farm.
Okay, that coat.
Eggs. I love it.
And people are getting it now.
I know. I literally saw your links yesterday about it. Sick about it.
Okay, but like I'm the founder of that coat, guys. Don't give other people credit. I'm just kidding. Me and Carl.
So she's going to teach us the art of knowing which eggs farm fresh and which one's not. So I have 2 eggs she doesn't know, and she's going to guess which one's more farm fresh because one's very farm fresh and one's not so farm fresh. Don't look at the label. But I'm going to crack 2, and then she's going to tell us how you know.
Okay, let's do it.
1 egg. You want to bless this egg?
Shalom, baby.
Okay, so in today's science class, we have, if you're watching on video, we have 2 eggs in these containers, and Chiquiana is going to teach us how you know which egg's better. So which one's speaking to you as farm fresh?
So the egg in your right hand is farm fresh.
And how do you know?
It has a more orange yolk.
Mm-hmm.
So the more orange the yolk, the better the egg. The more it's just the way it is.
I went to next to Via Crota. You know how they have that like market?
Yeah.
And I went in there and I was like, can I please get some farm fresh eggs? And then he was like, yeah. I'm like, but like nobody asked, but I can't move in silence. So I was like, well, I need these farm fresh eggs because I just started a podcast and Chiquiana's coming on the show. And then I show them like, I'm like, well, she does fashion. This is her in her coat. And then the video I love of the one where you're in the chicken costume hanging from the pole. And I'm like, and then she's in a chicken costume and she's going to rate if they're farm fresh or not. And the guy's like, cool.
Last night I was out and this guy was like, so what do you do for work? And I was like, and because it's sort of like just a thing I keep to myself. And my friend looked at me and was like, how are you going to answer? And I was like, do you want to answer for me? And she just was like, I think you should just talk about the chicken. And I looked at him and I was like, oh, I go in an inflatable chicken costume on the internet. And she was like, what? So then I was like, you know what? From now on, I'm just going to say I work in tech.
Yeah. Let's switch to, next segment. New bit unlocked. Okay, so let's talk about, so you're our mother hen. You're Chiquiana. Where did you come up with that? And like, we also kind of bonded over our mutual love of like niche vocabulary. And I know your family has roots with niche vocab.
Big
so let's
time.
discuss that. And why do you call everybody chickens?
Okay. So for the chickens, when I was younger, a lot of people probably have seen this movie called Fired Up. And it's about these like 2 football players that basically quit football to go to cheerleading camp so that they can hook up with as many cheerleaders as possible. But the cheer coach called the cheerleaders my chickens. And she was like this cute older lady. And I looked at my friend when we were watching it. I was like, hi, chicken. And it stuck. It never went away. Like my friend thought it was funny for like 2 minutes, but I will beat that dead horse. And I beat the dead horse.
Beat it to the ground.
Oh my God. Like I beat it until like you can't beat it anymore.
Actually, my friend does this thing called token where it's like, you're not allowed to talk about it anymore. And I'm like, I won't be tokened.
Yeah, no, me neither. Yeah. But like I never let go of the chicken. I mean, here we are. Yeah, like we're still talking about the fact that we were like 8 years old watching this movie and now we're 28 years old and I'm on TikTok calling the world chicken.
And I'm going to insert a photo here of like you hanging off. It's like to that song. How does it go? Like that
Maui Wowie.
And she's hanging off the pole, but like she literally walked out like to her dorm and just strutted out of the chicken costume. It's not even like she hit the streets and then put it on. Like confidence.
Yeah. I mean, you have one life. You need to live it for yourself. So my life is fulfilled when I'm in an inflatable chicken suit.
How often do you wear the inflatable chicken suit? Like, let's be real.
Like too often that in my favorite one, the fan is like really giving out. I need to get another one.
Where do you get that? Amazon?
So many places.
Oh, where else do you get?
Like party stores.
What's Party City?
No, Party City's out of business, isn't it?
I don't know. Wait, what's a party store?
Like those like themed party stores.
Okay. Do you love a theme party?
I love a themed party.
What kind of themes are speaking to you right now? Anything?
Okay, well, right now I'm in the middle of planning my sister a reverse bat mitzvah. So my sister's like my entire life. Let's just like get that like front and center. I talk about her in every single video. Like she's been gone for work for 3 days. I think I've called her a total of like 184 times, and she keeps trying to hang up on me. And I'm like, but like, wait, because like I can't breathe if I'm not talking to you. But she's turning 31, which is the opposite of 13 when you have a bat mitzvah. So I'm like, Mia, I'm throwing you a reverse bat mitzvah, and it's going to be early 2000s bat mitzvah themed, which
Where
is
are you
like,
gonna throw it?
I don't know, probably a members club.
My friend did her double bar mitzvah last year for her birthday. So like whatever that is, 26.
I love
Yep.
that.
And she wore her bar mitzvah dress. I'm like, how the hell do you still fit into that? But she wears the shirt.
I love that.
So I'll give you some more ideas too. But
Like,
I'm obsessed.
please, I'm taking any and all tips, but like, I'm gonna get the DJs that DJ'd like all the bat mitzvahs in Toronto live in the States now.
The bar mitzvah dancers are like a different breed of people. Remember Justin Bieber, baby, 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 oh? They used to go baby, 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 oh. And I was like, oh, that's a good move.
Yeah, but like, we're like doing like, hey, hey, baby, ooh, I wanna
All
know. Yeah, we're doing that. Like,
And
yeah.
also, why was it only the cool girls that danced to like a G6? You know what I mean? The
Oh,
cool girls
yeah.
came out for like a G6. I
Oh.
was never cool enough to come out for like a G6.
I was like the girl that like never left the dance floor. And like, if my parents were also at the party, like I was so happily dancing with them. And my friends would be like, or not even my friends, just people would be talking like, why is she dancing with her parents at the party? And I'd be like, liking your parents
It's cool.
is a joy in life. You should try it.
I get it.
Yeah.
Also, you should do like merch at the end. Maybe it'll be like Cozy Land. And the socks.
That's my dream.
Cozy Land's like, isn't your sister's name Mimi, right?
Her name is Mia, but I call her Mimi. So
Oh.
like everyone calls her Mimi.
Well, it could be like Mimi's like it's like something in Cozy Land.
For her 30th birthday. So like basically my sister like saved my life. She found me on the floor of our kitchen, like unconscious, and like brought me to the hospital. So she like, in my world, she saved my life. So
That is
yeah.
life.
So I make her birthday a big deal every year. And last year I rented out the Polo Bar for her birthday to celebrate, and I made merch. And it was like, she's obsessed with the Memoji.
Uh-huh.
So I made the merch all with like her Memoji on everything.
Yeah.
And like, we go out wearing it, and people are like, are you wearing your face on your sweatshirt? And we're like, yeah, I'm wearing my sister's face, and so is she. Like, it's cool.
They don't get it.
No.
Nobody understands the art of like sarcasm, humor, like
No one understands the art of being an egomaniac.
Okay, well, I also something that like really spoke to me about you was I also struggle with like autoimmune and invisible illness. Like people just see you on TikTok and they're quick to judge, but like you've literally been through the ringer with your health. Like whatever you feel comfortable sharing, like you dive deeper into that because I think so many people like you can have so many signs and symptoms, and you kind of just push it off. Like you don't realize until your health comes to like a full like halt where you're like literally on the kitchen floor where you kind of have to stop and deal with it. Like what did this whole journey look like for you?
So in July of 2018, I was bit by a tick while visiting my grandfather in Toronto. And I got a bullseye on my leg. And for like a few months after it, I felt fine. Like I took the antibiotic that they give you, whatever. But then I started to like experience some really odd symptoms that I had never experienced in my life. And I went to a lot of doctors to be like, my hands are so stiff, my joints are burning, and like other odd symptoms. And a lot of the time would be like, well, you're really anxious, like you're in college and you're living alone for the first time, or just it would really get pushed off. And then I ended up going to my dermatologist and saying, like, you removed the tick, you need to give me the tests, please, because nobody's listening to me. And she ran a million tests for me. And she was like, it came out like positive for Lyme, a bunch of different infections, a lot of other bacterial infections. And she was like, you need to go see a rheumatologist. I never questioned a symptom or pushed it off because I've always been very in tune with my body. And I grew up having very chronic migraines. So when something like felt off in my head, I'd like alarms would like go off. So when something started feeling wrong, like in my stomach or in like my knee or anything, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I have to fix this. But doctors are really quick to judge and be like, no, like, you're okay. You're fine. Like, go take an Advil and like sleep it off. Um, but then it started getting like way more serious. Like, I'd miss like a month of school because I just could not get out of bed. I'd go from the bed to the sofa, back to the bed. I couldn't eat, but I was like gaining weight like crazy. Um, and then once we found out that it was Lyme, they put me just on a really long dose of like several different antibiotics.
Doxycycline, probably.
Doxycycline, highest dose, twice a day, a lot of vitamins, a lot of infusions. But then I started feeling like worse and worse and worse and worse. And I would go from like rheumatologist to rheumatologist to rheumatologist to be like, this is more than Lyme. It's manifesting into other things. And they would be like, no, it's Lyme. Like, you have to go through the treatment. But then it would turn into like my back would get like stuck when I was like bent over and I would need somebody to like pick me up. Or I couldn't hold a pen and it would like fall out of my hand because I didn't have the strength to like hold it. I wasn't able to work out. I couldn't sleep at night. I would like the bed would be sopping wet like a pool. So eventually I found a rheumatologist in LA and I would fly to LA once a month to see him. And he did every test you could imagine until he figured out every single autoimmune issue that was going on.
How'd you find him?
Watching the Kardashians. And I was like, if Kim Kardashian is saying she's having a problem with her hands, and this is where she's going to find out if she has rheumatoid arthritis, I should fly across the country. I mean, my parents took me to Europe. We went all over Canada. We went all over the US. But I never was like, oh, I should go to LA.
Well, let's thank Kim and her carpal tunnel.
Literally. So Mia and I were just like sitting at home one night watching the Kardashians because we're like addicted to watching old Kardashians. And it was an episode where Kim was like, I think I have rheumatoid arthritis from how much I use my phone. And I was like, first off, sweetheart, that's not how it works. But second, show the doctor, please. She like walked into this doctor's office and I was like, please say the name, please say the name. I took a photo of him like on the TV screen in case they didn't, so I could like reverse Google. And then I like instantly Googled him and I was like, Mia, we gotta tell mom we have to go here. And Mia was like, okay, like let's do it. And I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm sending you the episode. You have to watch it. He's only in it for like 45 seconds, but just watch the whole episode because she explains everything and you're going to get it. And like, we're going to go. And my mom has rheumatoid arthritis and also had Lyme, but she was also bit by a tick.
Me too.
I know. So she got it and never questioned anything. And she just said, like, call tomorrow morning and see when you can get an appointment. And like, if we need to leave tomorrow, we'll leave tomorrow. I got an appointment for the next week and like we went. And he gave me a complete schedule and everything. And then my incredible doctor here, my primary, Dr. Bernard Kruger, who, I mean, like everybody knows him. So sharing his name is like a blessing for anyone. When I got back, was so happy I had met the doctor in LA and was like, look, this incredible facility is opening here in New York and you need to join. I'm leaving my practice that I've had for like 40 years and joining this facility. It's called Atria. And I just looked at him and I was like, wherever you're going, I'm going. So he was like, it's opening next year. Like, you can be a founding member and they're going to fix you. And I was like, okay, like if you say so. So I joined Atria and they were like, we're going to do every test under the sun all over again. And other doctors of mine went with me. And it's a team that like will never give up on you. I'm there like 3 times a week. They have my coffee order memorized.
I have your coffee order. I got you coffee.
Oh, thank you.
She gets cap with whole milk because she's farm fresh and a little bit of raw sugar, which like she does have refined sugar. Sometimes people calm down.
I mean, everyone needs a little bit of sugar in their lives.
I'm joking. So I guess what obviously this is not a medical podcast, everybody knows that, but what kind of treatments, like, do you feel like have been working for you? Or, like, not treatments, like, in your day-to-day life, like, what helps you manage your symptoms? Because with autoimmune, it's just, like, managing being able to have a day where you can, like, be out, like, the full day. That's the hardest part because it's, like,
Yeah.
having the energy just to literally wake up and go get coffee.
So I guess one thing I didn't mention when like discussing the medical journey
Uh-huh.
is I went to see this one doctor at Columbia.
Mhm.
She's a reproductive neuroendocrinologist.
Mhm.
And she looked at me and was like, I know what's wrong. One of the things that's wrong with you
Yeah.
within her field. And basically, she does every gland, like the pituitary, the thyroid, and whatnot.
Mhm.
And she ran this like one test, and it's like a 4.5 hour test. You can't move. You're like strapped down. They take your
Stop.
blood every 15 minutes. You drink this like really gross drink, and they
Yeah.
give you an injection of this like dye, and then another few injections of hormones.
Uh-huh.
And then they take your blood every 15 and 30 minutes. And then you get an MRI of your pituitary gland. And she was like, you have adult growth hormone deficiency. And like 1 in every 100,000 adults have it. So it's like common, but it's not
Yeah.
common. And she was like, and you definitely have a tumor in your pituitary. And I was like, oh, okay. She was like, we need to fix that for you to be able to manage your day to day life.
Mhm.
So I take like a children's medicine every day, which is an injection of growth hormone. And it makes my pituitary gland run, which makes the rest of my body function. So like my medicine regime makes sure that like my joints feel okay.
Mhm.
The growth hormone makes my glands operate. I take a sleeping pill every night because I have very chronic insomnia. I stretch every day to an embarrassing extent.
Do you ever stretch in the chicken costume?
I should. I worked out in the chicken costume once, and then I got in trouble at the gym for it because it was like deemed unsafe. It's kind of funny. I love getting in trouble. Like rules are meant to be broken in life. Um, I live life just like every day at my own pace now.
Yeah.
And like I don't sweat anything. I used to be so, so, so hard on myself. Like everything had to be perfect and everything had to be in line. And I had to do like everything a very certain way. But you just can't do life like that.
No, because that's literally how you burn yourself out and then end up in,
Yeah.
like,
Once I start to feel tired, I'm like, okay, if I'm out and I like can't get home, okay, I'll go to a coffee shop and I'll take a break for a minute and I'll get a drink. And if I can go home, okay, I'll go home and I'll lie down. And like I'm not gonna scroll online. Like I'm just gonna let my like brain sit because it needs to. And my body just be. I sit with a heating pad a lot. I sit on an acupressure pad a lot. I sleep on an acupressure pad.
what advice would you give, like, girls that aren't, like, navigating, like, autoimmune, like, I guess, like, in the journey of, like, even starting to find, like, a doctor, stuff like that?
If you don't feel 100% comfortable sharing every single thing about yourself and your life with your doctor, find a new doctor.
That's good advice.
If there's somebody that you like online that you know has some form of a medical issue and shares it, whether you think it's similar to yours or not, reach out to them. And if they don't respond, find somebody else because somebody will answer and help you and give you tips, tell you a doctor to go to, or be a sounding board, hopefully. And you need to give yourself at least 15 minutes a day to just decompress. And like that doesn't sound like a lot of time, or it maybe sounds like too much time. But like if you don't let your body sit there and like just sort of feel nothing, you're not gonna you're not gonna rejuvenate and recharge. You need to just let yourself be and find something that works for you to like let your body fully relax physically. Like for me, it's being with my heating pad and my acupressure pad. Make sure that you have friends that get what you're going through. Not everyone will. And some people will think that you're a complete baby because not everyone knows what it's like for them, doing certain things is nothing. And like for people like us, doing that nothing is climbing Mount Everest. But having like that one friend that gets it or can sympathize is everything. Everything.
Thanks for sharing all of that, because obviously it's not something people are always willing to talk about. Now, like, let's switch like to a little bit more of like fun topic. You kind of just like graced all of our TikToks like out of nowhere. Like you just gave like swinging in. Like, how did you end up starting to post on TikTok? Did you always want to do that or
No, I had no interest.
none?
None.
So how did this all happen?
Okay, so I have these like two friends. Well, a lot of people would say to me like, "Okay, like you just like have a personality for it. Like you're eccentric. Like just do it." I'm like, "You have a closet for
Unhinged
it."
Sparkle.
So thank you. So people would be like, "Just do it. Like do it." And I'd be like, "No." But then this summer, I have these two friends and they were like, when I was coming home from my sister trip, they were like, you need to post a haul or like text us a haul and like, let's just see it.
Yeah.
So I went to text them a haul, but it was 11 minutes and you can't text a video that's that long. So then I was like, okay, I'll make it three little parts and text it to them. But like, I genuinely filmed it like the way that I actually would send stuff to send things to my friends. Like that, this is actually what everyone's seeing on the internet is actually who I am in person. Like completely unfiltered, my actual vocabulary, who I am with my friends, who I am with my family. Like this is not like a show. Like you're not going to meet somebody else in person if you meet me on the street. We were laughing so hard after I sent it to them because when I get home from shopping and I like want to show it to my dad, I like layer it all. Always have. Always will. Like when I would get home from like Leicester's or Infinity as a kid, I'd be like, Dad, look what I got. I love it all. So they were like posted on TikTok and like bribing me with incentives. So I was like, fuck it. Like, let's post it and see what happens. Like 5 people will see it. It will be amazing. But like, no, people saw it and they were like laughing. And I was like, this is so funny. And I had ordered a pair of shoes from Chanel that arrived like the day I got home. So the next morning I opened them and I was like, I guess I'll show people like the ballet flats because I love ballet flats and they're like such a rare color combo. And then like people ate it up and like actual influencers were like commenting on it. And I was like, oh. And I was like, this is so fun. I'll just keep doing it for nobody but my own enjoyment. But like within a couple days, like Poppy reached out and they were like, we love you. And I was like, oh, this could be a thing. Love you too, by the way.
What's
wild berry's great.
Oh, I'm ginger lime.
Oh, so good.
Or nothing. I was Poppy for Halloween one year.
That is hysterical.
Niche girls.
Yeah.
But like also the TikTok journey's like exploded like really quickly. Like I feel like you're growing every day, but like if people follow you, like the community vibes there. Like everybody like
instant community.
And like you already have management. Like that was pretty quick. Like when did they reach out to you? Did you think it was like spam at first or were you like, what's going on here?
So Shayna, the owner of Ponte, got my number.
Oh, it was over text.
And texted me like, hi, I'm in New York. I would love to meet you for coffee. And I was like, oh, like, let's do it. I didn't expect management to come from it. I thought she was going to be like, look, like when you get 100,000 followers, I would love to sign you. But she was like, no, I'd love to sign you right now. I'll send you like a contract tomorrow. And I was like, oh.
I think the funniest thing you told me was like with people with management, like, you know, when they find like creators, they think that everybody's be like so excited, like any deals they present to you, but like you're very authentic and like raw and real. Like you're not going to work with anybody that doesn't speak to you.
Absolutely not.
So who are like the top 3 brands you would want to work with?
Cozyland.
Obviously, we need Cozyland x Chickiana.
I would love that. I mean, obviously, like I'm a diehard Miu Miu girl.
I was just
I know that like Miu Miu's like so cool right now, but like, I've been wearing Miu Miu since I was like 13. My sister taught me everything there is to know about it.
We obviously know you love your designer hauls. Like the Poochie haul really kind of exploded the whole thing too, as well. Like
Yeah.
layering Poochie is like just crazy. But I think that people now with like designer culture, it's like logo, logo, logo. And you really are like when you're shopping, you're not going for the trendy items that everyone's purchasing. Like you have a very
No.
unique sense of self. As we said, we love modesty.
Yeah, I
We love
love
dressing
it.
modest. Like this
Yeah.
isn't sarcasm. Like sporty and rich move over. Rich and modest is here. Like dressing modest honestly feels amazing. I can't explain it. You
Yeah.
understand, but how do you keep your sense of personal style? Like when, your sister's a stylist, you are constantly like everyone's constantly getting served like ads for all these different brands, but I feel like you really appreciate like when you talk, you're talking about like runway archive and like history behind brands. Like you're very like knowledgeable.
Thank
Um,
you.
how do you define your personal style?
Everything that I like have ever loved about fashion
Mhm.
is one, obviously because of my sister. When I was like growing up, it was my way of connecting with my grandmother because she wasn't able to speak. I just like loved getting to like when I would like wear something, I'd be like, this just feels like grandma. And that's like always been my ultimate inspiration for dressing. But defining my personal style is really difficult for me. But I would just say, like, I want to feel 100% comfortable and 100% like myself.
Yeah,
And I want to feel like my grandma would like what I'm wearing.
that's sweet.
That's like kind of simply it.
Okay, so let's another fun game is like, so I think you know how it's all about everybody's like capsule wardrobe, blah blah blah
I don't
right
believe in
now, and
that.
they're like white tee. Let's do the Chickiana version. Like
Okay.
instead of white tee and jeans and black boots, what are the five capsule of to be a Chickiana?
Okay. Chanel ballet flats.
Slingback or no, just traditional?
I mean, that's up to you because everyone has a different foot.
Yeah.
So a different body and a different shaped foot looks good in a different shoe.
Wait, shout out to Dr. Jeffrey Cohen in Austin, Texas, because he said to me on the outside when I got tested for arthritis, which like this definitely isn't the way. He was like, on the outside, your foot gorgeous on the or young, gorgeous on the inside, 90. And I was like, oh God. He's like, you have arthritis. I'm like, oh no.
That is
So I
hysterical.
think I'm meant for a flat, not a slingback.
I get that. The flat will provide you more support as well.
Oh, perfect. Okay, that's one.
A vintage Levi.
Mhm.
Again, I think style-wise, you have to go with like the style that looks good on you.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to force themselves into a 501 and a lot of people look bad in a 501. Get the style that suits you.
Where do you go to buy vintage denim?
There's so many places to buy vintage jeans. The Vintage Twin has probably the best selection in the city.
Mhm.
And they have like, they'll like alter them to fit you there. But there's like so many places. And Redone has like pre-cut styles and they just fit simply so incredibly. But if you want like that true vintage Levi's in New York, the Vintage Twin and Love Lenny in LA. Oh my gosh. One, I'm absolutely obsessed with Lindsay, the owner. And two, they will alter literally everything, like including the crotch, so that they fit you so seamlessly perfect like a glove. And I think that's incredible. Like, that's art. Okay, so next I think a vintage coat. And it can be anything. Like a lot of people think that I think you only need to wear designer, and I don't think you do. Like, just because I do doesn't mean that other people have to.
Where should we be looking for vintage coats?
Okay, I think Treasures of New York City is the best vintage store in all of Manhattan. It might actually be one of the best vintage stores, like, actually in the world. Also owned, like, family operated and the nicest people in the entire world. To me, shopping is more than just buying the material good. It's a complete experience, and you have to like the people and get to know them. And
You love your personal shopper at Miu Miu. You guys have like a real bond. He looks
Peter
like
and I, he's one of my best friends. He's one, I love so many of the people at Miu Miu, and I feel really lucky that I know them on such a personal level. They're more than just people that are there to help you in a store. They're people. Like, we're people. they have lives outside of that. And it's an honor to get to know them.
And nowadays, everybody wants to shop online. And I love that you love the experience of going into a store. And like you actually have like real, people are going to think this is, but you actually have real connections with these people. And like you care, like are interested in their lives and all that as well. So I think that like enhances the shopping experience. But also something that stood out to me was like how you were saying when you used to go to doctor's appointments, you would go to Bergdorf's after. Is Bergdorf's your favorite department store in the
It's
city?
my favorite department store. I mean, I will never not grieve Barney's. It will always be a loss.
Do you tell them all the time, like, bring it back?
I mean, I have no one to tell,
Oh.
but I talk about it all the time. I talk with people that I know that worked at Barney's, like, oh my God, we need to get it back. I know the people that bought the name Barney's, and I'm like, oh my God, I freaking hate you guys. Like, come on, let's do something about it. Bergdorf's is great. My mom started the tradition of bringing me to Bergdorf's after the doctor when I was 19 and found out I had to freeze my eggs because I would lose the ability to naturally conceive due to some of my medical conditions. And whether I buy something or not, it's a really enjoyable place to be. And people think like, oh, like you're just going and shopping, like you're just a shopper. You know, they display beautiful art to see on the 7th floor. They have like gorgeous historical photographs of like the story of the store on the 7th floor. There's a lot more, just so much of the luxury shopping world than just the materials of it. And it would be really nice for people to learn about it and experience it, because you don't need to be a consumer to experience that side of it. And it's the people that are behind it appreciate that too when people want to be a part of that. I take it really seriously.
Well, unfortunately, we have to wrap up. But I guess one last thing would love if you could leave us with like, everybody loves the chicken. So like, is there one more vocab word you can leave us with that we can all take into our day-to-day lives for fun? Anything?
Oh my gosh. One more.
What's something you're frequently using? Like any niche vocab these days?
I mean, I add like Iana or Ella to the end of most words. So
give us an example of what that looks like. Like when do you add Iana? Like about anything? Like what is this? Is this a Cherryana?
Yeah, why not?
Is this a Bucaliana?
No, that one doesn't work.
But
or like you can make it like a gorgy orgy.
Sure.
Yeah, the chair.
Yeah, we'll end it on, you want to sing goodbye, chickens?
Okay. Do you want to sing it with me?
I have no voice.
Okay, fine. I'll sing it alone. Goodbye, Chickianas.
Ciao, schmoozers.